are many different vehicles available in the world of ground troops, but historically, there are two nations that have a reputation for supporting tanks. German and American tanks have always had some competition, going back to the First World War and into the Second World War. But given that things are drastically different in the present era, we decided to compare the legendary Leopard 2 from Germany to the legendary M1 Abrams from the United States. What does each have that the other does not? And perhaps ask which one is superior, which one is worse? Make sure to stay tuned until the end. Hello folks, and welcome back to another military video. Today we're looking at the German Leopard 2 and the American M1 Abrams and comparing them to see which one is better than the other. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss any videos from us. Let's get started. German Leopard 2. The Leopard 2 is a third-generation main battle tank that Krauss-Maffei first created for the West German Army in the 1970s. The Leopard 1 main combat tank of the West German Army was replaced when the tank first entered service in 1979. It's propelled by a V12 twin-turbo diesel engine and equipped with a 120mm smoothbore cannon. A number of non-European countries, including Canada, Chile, Indonesia, and Singapore, as well as Germany and 13 other European countries' armed services, have used various variants. The Leopard 2 saw service in Syria with the Turkish Armed Forces and in Kosovo with the German Army. It also saw duty in Afghanistan with the Dutch, Danish, and Canadian deployments to the International Security Assistance Force. The tank comes in two main development batches. The initial models up to the Leopard 2A4 feature vertically facing turret armor, and the improved batch, which includes the Leopard 2A5 and newer versions, has angled arrow-shaped turret applique armor as well as other enhancements. All variants come equipped with superior night vision and sighting technology, fully stabilized main guns, coaxial machine guns, digital fire control systems with laser rangefinders, and other features. First vehicles used a low-light level TV system, or LLL-TV. Thermal imaging was introduced later on. The tank can engage moving targets while traversing unforgiving terrain. M1 Abrams. In honor of General Crichton Abrams, the M1 Abrams is a third-generation American main battle tank created by Chrysler Defense, now General Dynamics Land Systems. With a weight of almost 68 short tons, or almost 62 metric tons, it's one of the heaviest tanks currently in use, and was designed for modern armored ground warfare. It also featured a number of novel features, such as a multi-fuel turbine engine, intricate Chobham composite armor, a computerized fire control system, distinct ammunition storage in a blowout compartment, and NBC protection for crew safety. Early versions of the M1 were equipped with a licensed 105mm Royal Ordnance L7 cannon, while later models were outfitted with a licensed 120mm Rheinmetall L44 gun. The failure of the MBT-70 project to replace the outdated M60 tank led to the development of the M1 Abrams. The M1, M1A1, and M1A2 are the three primary operational Abrams models. With each subsequent iteration, armament, protection, and electronics have improved. The most recent versions of the M1A2 System Enhancement Package, also known as the SEP-V3 and SEP-V4, have undergone significant modifications, including greater composite armor, better optics, digital electronics, and ammunition. The Future Combat Systems XM1202 was supposed to replace the Abrams, but because of its cancellation, the US military has decided to keep running and maintaining the M1 series while updating it with better optics, armor, and firepower for the foreseeable future. The M1 Abrams, which first saw service in 1980, is now the principal combat tank for both the American Army and the Marine Corps. The militaries of Egypt, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Australia, and Iraq employ the export version. The Abrams tank saw combat for the first time in the Persian Gulf War and has since participated in the Afghanistan and Iraq wars while serving in the US military. Iraqi Abrams tanks have also participated in the fight against the Islamic State and have been used by Saudi Arabia in the Yemeni civil war. Comparison. The modern world's Iron Titans clash. We contrast two of the most potent tanks in the modern era as this video comes to a close. The primary battle tank used by the German military today is a Leopard 2 from contemporary Germany. The main combat tank in use in the United States today is the M1 Abrams. However, its variations are more prevalent than the original. Both tanks have variants, but we'll be focusing on the originals, the models that were in use before they were improved and diversified. There is a Leopard 1 available now, but it's not an improved version of the 1. In 1979, the 2 began production and eventually entered service as a standalone vehicle. In Kosovo and Afghanistan, where it was used, the Leopard 2 proved to be particularly resilient against improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. NATO commanders lauded the Leopard 2 and its combat efficiency as a result. The military forces of Germany, Austria, Denmark, Canada, the Netherlands, Norway, Switzerland, Sweden, and Spain currently use the Leopard 2. According to Cowper and Panel, the German military intends to maintain the tank in service until 2030 due to its efficient design, making the Leopard one of the longest-serving tank designs in history. Now let's examine what makes the Leopard 2 so outstanding. The Leopard 2 weighs 60.4 tons, which is about normal for a modern tank. The Leopard 2 features a contemporary engine that was designed to manage that weight, allowing it to travel at a top speed of 42 miles per hour despite appearing to be hefty. That is indeed quick for a tank. The front armor of the Leopard 2 is 800 millimeters thick, and some Leopard 2 models feature armor that is 1,500 millimeters thick. Now, I'm aware that these tanks have larger cannons than the tanks used in World War II. Speaking of larger weapons, the Rheinmetall 120mm L44 smoothbore main gun mounted on the Leopard 2 gives this cat plenty of oomph. But it's time to deploy the American tank. The M1 Abrams and its variations are currently considered the best tanks in the world. Since the 1960s, the M1 has been in production as a replacement for the M60 Patton tank, which was in use at the time. The M1 included all these new design elements as new technologies for tanks were developed. According to Cowper and Panel, the M1 destroyed nearly 2,000 Iraqi tanks when it eventually saw combat in 1991, all without losing a single Abrams to hostile fire. The tank design is expected to remain for a while because the M1 has undergone numerous variations, much like the Leopard 2. A replacement design is decades away. With a weight of 62.6 tons, the M1 Abrams is slightly heavier than the Leopard. The tank's top speed, even with a contemporary engine, is only 30 miles per hour. Although the Abrams armor is thinner than the Leopard's, it's still 700 millimeters thick and made of a composite material that includes Kevlar, lead, and occasionally ceramic. All three of them can increase the tank's weight while also providing it with additional protection over its already thin armor by contemporary standards. However, the gun is everything but light or compact. The M256 120mm cannon, a particularly potent weapon that fires a special projectile, is used by the Abrams. The Abrams can rip through practically any type of armor thanks to the depleted uranium sabot cartridge, sometimes known as the silver bullet, which is the round that is most frequently utilized for this gun. In a true battle, these two tanks would be formidable foes, but as they both belong to allies, we can just compare them. NATO applauds the Leopard 2, which is in service with numerous nations and will continue to be produced due to its effectiveness. The US military intends to continue utilizing the M1 Abrams, which is regarded as one of the greatest tanks in the world, into the foreseeable future. As the Leopard 2 outperforms the Abrams in the fundamentals of armor, weight, and speed, we declare the German Leopard 2 as the winner. What do you think about it? Do you believe the M1 Abrams outperforms the German Leopard 2? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. There are undoubtedly more Abrams than Leopard 2s in the world, this much is certain. And if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like this one.